Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're jumping right into the high-speed world of FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods.
Yeah, and specifically, we're looking at savory snacks. You know, the namkeen category.
There's such a competitive space.
Oh, it's a fascinating read. This whole category is really defined by, I'd say, three things: extreme speed, relentless competition, and the impulse buy.
The impulse buy. Right. So if your product isn't right there, right
And
then,
you've missed the sale instantly. It's that simple.
absolutely. And success in that kind of rapid-fire environment, it really relies on structure, on process. Our mission today is a real-world case study. We're analyzing a salesman named Raju.
Right.
His story, it really proves that sometimes the difference between, failing and succeeding isn't about effort. It's about sticking to the system.
And we're not just talking about a personality quirk here. In sales, a lack of discipline that creates a direct, measurable commercial loss.
So the sources mentioned this system he was supposed to be using, the DMS.
Yes, the DMS, the Discipline Management System. It's basically a mobile app. It verifies his visits with geolocation, it tracks inventory, logs orders, all in real time. But for Raju, it was his biggest enemy.
Okay, let's unpack this. When we look at Raju's his initial report card, the chaos is, well, it's pretty obvious.
It was catastrophic. I mean, the scorecard showed 4 days accent every month.
Wow.
He was late every single day. He did show up, and his DMS punching that critical piece of proof was either incomplete or, frankly, done fraudulently.
And the real-time orders logged through the system.
A zero, a complete zero.
I think I see the biggest red flag right here, his timing. He was supposed to be in the market by 10 a.m., right, when retailers are stocking up?
Exactly, the morning rush. But he was consistently rolling in around 12 p.m.
2 hours late.
And that 2-hour delay in the snacks market, that's everything. The source material is brutally direct about it. A 12 p.m. start time means, and this is a quote, half sale lost.
Half the sale. Gone. Just from being late.
Gone. You miss the critical morning traffic. You miss those initial orders for the day. It's a staggering penalty tied purely to punctuality.
So it's not the product, it's the coverage.
It's all coverage. And it costs him on so many levels. First, there's the retailer's perception.
Of course.
Walking in 2 hours late day after day. It just builds this image. The market impression was crystal clear. This salesman doesn't respect time.
And in a high-volume business like this, I imagine trust is everything.
It's currency. And then his absences, his avoiding the DMS, that just made it all worse.
How so?
Well, those 4 days he was gone every month. That was just an open invitation for competitors to slide right in and take over the premium shelf space.
Right, an empty spot gets filled quickly.
Instantly. But the data issue was the real killer. Raju just refused to use the DMS in front of the retailer.
So he was, what, trying to remember it all and log it later?
Exactly. He'd do what the source calls bulk punching at night,
I see.
which meant the company got zero real-time data. They couldn't verify expiry dates, freshness, or, and this is critical, SKU penetration data.
Which specific products the retailer was actually carrying?
Right. So the company naturally suspected his visits were, well, fake.
And that missing data isn't just a record-keeping problem, is it? It's a real financial risk.
A huge risk, especially with perishable goods like snacks. It disturbs the entire supply chain. It creates friction with the distributor. It was damaging his reputation and the company's.
So Raju wasn't failing because he couldn't sell. He was failing because the structure, the accountability, it just wasn't there.
It was completely absent, which brings us to the turning point.
Because he didn't get fired.
No, there was an intervention, a single, really powerful moment with his supervisor. And it wasn't a lecture about being lazy.
What do you think?
The supervisor's exact words were, "Raju, your problem is not the work, it is the system."
Wow. That's a huge paradigm shift.
It is. It takes the focus off his character and puts it on the process.
Why do you think that line was so effective?
Because it moved Raju past what the source calls bullock cart thinking.
Bulk card thinking.
Yeah, the idea that just, sheer disorganized hard work can compete in a modern, fast-paced market. The supervisor reframed it. The DMS isn't just an app to track you, it's a tool to make your effort count for more.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Right, because Raju embraced this. He didn't just try harder, he got disciplined. Surgically disciplined.
And his first change was just being on time.
Punctuality. He adopted a 9.55 a.m. DMS punch discipline 5 minutes early. He suddenly became the first salesman in the market.
And that alone must have sent a huge signal to the retailer.
A huge signal. I respect your time now. It started to rebuild that trust immediately.
And then came the credibility piece.
Yes, he started doing live retailer visit punching right there in front of the shopkeeper. That geolocation proof, the proper remarks, it cleaned his record instantly. The company suddenly had real, actionable visibility into his day.
So that one change in discipline had a domino effect.
A massive one. Because he was logging real-time orders, the whole supply chain started to work. Billing was immediate, deliveries were correct, promotions were applied on time.
He became a system-driven salesman.
Exactly. And look at the metrics. He went from 0 reliable orders to making 40 calls a day.
And every single one of those 40 calls was productive.
Everyone. And why were they productive? Because he was using the DMS data to guide him. He wasn't just wandering around. The system gave him a roadmap for every conversation.
So this data-driven approach let him move beyond just taking the usual order.
It led to an explosion in his range, getting retailers to carry a wider variety of products.
Because he had specifics.
The ultimate sales weapon. The DMS showed him exactly where the gaps were, which shops weren't taking the little 5 and 10 rupee packs, who was missing the top-selling mixture, all of it.
So he could walk in and have a real consultation, not just a sales call.
Precisely. His pitch became undeniable. He could literally pull up the data on his device and show the retailer, "Sir, you are not carrying this SKU, and our data shows its demand is very high in this area."
You can't really argue with that.
You can't. The retailer would agree almost immediately. And that shift right there led to his range selling doubling.
Doubling, wow. And the system also helped with freshness, right? Which is a huge challenge in snacks.
The most critical challenge. The DMS has a return module, which basically perfected his expiry management. He could ensure perfect FIFO, first in, first out.
So the oldest stock always sells first.
Always. No more mistakes from writing things down manually. And the result of that?
Let me guess. Retailer complaints went down.
They went to 0. Retailer disputes became a thing of the past. The relationship with the distributor smoothed out. Everyone's reputation got a boost.
You know, it really is true. Data is the ultimate sales pitch.
It really is. The evidence is it's all there. The company's comments about him completely flipped. They went from late, fake order to
perfect discipline.
Real-time orders, excellent beat coverage, SKU penetration up, the gold standard.
So let's just summarize this incredible turnaround. We start with chaos.
Total chaos.
And by just shifting from disorganized effort to a system-driven approach, his absent days dropped to 0. DMS punching hit 100%. He achieved a 100% productive call rate, and his range selling doubled.
And maybe most importantly for him, his incentives were unlocked.
He started making more money.
He did. The story proves that reward isn't just about talent. It's about consistency and adhering to the process.
So what does this all mean for us? This is more than just a story about selling snacks.
Oh, it's a universal lesson. It's about how any of us in any profession can transform our output just by embracing modern tools and process. That insight from the supervisor.
That the problem was the system, not the work.
Exactly. That applies everywhere. You need a system that multiplies your effort, not one that you have to fight against.
It all comes back to that core lesson from the source. Small changes bring big transformations.
They really do. In a world where business is moving so incredibly fast, we just can't rely on old habits. We have to abandon that bullet cart mindset and embrace system speed, system precision.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener. Take a look at your own professional life. Which area is still relying on, manual entry or guesswork or that late arrival approach? What's the one piece of system discipline you could introduce, maybe even this week, to not only clean up your reputation, but unlock your next level of performance?